Okay, scholars, so if you are watching this video, that means you answered question number 1 in the previous video, and now we're going to focus on question number 2. So for my remote scholars, in your notebook, you need to go ahead and write down question number 2. Describe the animal's physical characteristics, basically meaning what do they look like. So remote scholars, you can go ahead and pause the video and write this down in your notebook. And for my in-person scholars, you have this worksheet in your folder, so make sure you have that out on the side. So I'm still doing African elephants. That's the topic that Ms. Esser chose. Remember that you could either pick a terrestrial animal, a land animal, or a marine animal, an animal that lives in the water. So I chose the African elephant. And yesterday I had to describe the habitat. So I wrote that they live in Africa, that they like flat, grassy land, their habitat needs trees and water, and their habitat needs to be warm. All right, well, today we're going to talk about their physical characteristics. So guys, this is when you might need to go grab a book. So if you're in person, we have books in our classroom for different animals. If you're a remote scholar, you can definitely use the art bookshelf, but also remember that there are activities here where you can read additional books to get you more information, okay? So the more information you have, the better off you are becoming an expert on that animal. All right, so I want to look up some physical features, meaning what they look like. So in this Pebble Go is where I am first. It tells me that they are huge mammals. They stand 13 feet tall. They have thick gray skin and huge ears. They use their 2 trunks to dig and fight off enemies. So some of the character or the physical characteristics of these animals, let's see if it'll let me draw. Oh, okay, hold on just one second. Okay, so remember, you're not necessarily doing sentences. You can simply just do little bullet points. Okay, so right here, we're going to say that they are huge mammals. Now remember, you want to spell your words correctly so that when you're doing your PowerPoint, you can read your writing, okay? I'm going to say that they can be 13 feet. I don't know why it's doing that. Tall. Okay, and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to say they have thick gray skin. So no fur, okay? They don't have fur. They have large ears. And then, of course, they have big tusks. So I'm going to click right here. They're going to let me write. Okay. They have tusks. And those tusks are meant to help them fight. And that's important information, okay? To help them. Make this a little bit bigger. Fight. Okay, now if I wanted to learn a little bit more, I might come down here to Pebble Go and click on one of these books, okay? And if I clicked on one of these books, it's simply going to open up another resource for me. And it might tell me why they have thick gray skin. It might tell me why they have large ears, okay? And so you would just simply open up the book and you could...
Africa by Christine Lares.
Okay, and so you can go through the pages and see if there's other information that would help you on the elephant. So here's a page about elephants. And so I could read this to learn a little bit more about them, okay? All right, and then the last part of question number 2 is that you need to draw a picture of your animal in its habitat. So same thing for you remote scholars, you would simply just draw it in your notebook. You are going to be taking a picture of this and putting it in your PowerPoint, okay? So go ahead and make sure you do a good job on your picture So the picture needs to be a picture of your animal and the habitat that it lives in. Okay, so I would draw an elephant, and then of course I would make sure that it was flat and grassy and that there would be trees and water, and I probably would draw sunshine for it being warm. Okay, so whatever your habitat is for your animal. Okay, so we just did question number 2, which was describing the animal's physical features, and now you're going to do the same thing with your animal.